this beautiful Friday afternoon. Don't forget to go for don't forget to go for Juma because today is Friday, and don't forget to go early for Juma because Juma consists of the sermon and the salah, not just the not just the salah alone. So if you go for the salah alone, I don't know, but it is important to go for the hutuba, and even if you go early, you get reward. Do you understand?
Reward of using camel to use sadako.
And then the next person will get cow. The next person will get
till it gets to
chicken egg.
sadako.
So if you want to
we
collect,
are all longing towards the
big
one.
So if you want to collect chicken egg, it's up to you because I like camel because it's big very well. Anyways, you're welcome to another episode of Muslimah Matters, and I still remain your host, OLAYINKA, and my co-host
ISLAMIYA, SALAHUDEEN.
Don't forget to always like, follow, share social media handles: YouTube, Light Radio, Facebook,
Light Radio,
Twitter, The Light Radio, Instagram, Light_radio, and can drop us a message via official.lightradio@gmail.com. You can also listen to us via Radio Garden. Just go to your app store, download Radio Garden, and search for Light Radio. Yeah, Bashi Mwasi. As we all know, we know that here we used to bring topics that will be beneficial to us in this life, and may Allah make it beneficial to us in this life and the year after. So, gbogbo itaban so kolon gba ni bada fún wa. Kó dẹ̀ jẹ́ kó wúlò fún wa. Àwa tá ń gbọ́ àtàwa tá ń sọ. So, gbogbo wa ń gbìyànjú ni, but Ọlọ́run nìkan ni ó lè bá wa perfect ìgbìyànjú wa. So kọ́lọ́run bá wa perfect gbogbo ìta bá ń ṣe kó dẹ̀ ṣe ní rọrùn fún wa. So today's topic is what has been affecting a lot of people in different ways, in the home, in the streets, in the environment, in the house, and all that. So today we want to be talking about domestic violence, effect on domestic violence on people, because this thing is not something that is good, and we see it here and there. We see it's particularly in our home. Yeah, the husband is beating the wife, and now too I used to hear that the wife gone is
beating the husband.
He's beating the husband though. It's not only beating. They'll be using all this all these utensils to hurt each other, like using iron to stabbing your husband in the face,
pouring hot water on his husband.
Exactly, things like that, and
seeing a wife stabbing his husband.
That's one. That one is the extra. That one is the extra. Probably otide gongo. So the one that is the mild is not really mild, because there's nothing about domestic violence that is mild. The one that will be beating, it affects in a lot of ways. Domestic violence can cause physical injuries such as bruises, burn, etc., broken bones, sexually transmitted disease, different kind of things. It can also lead to chronic health problems like asthma, epilepsy, digestive problem, migraine, hypertension, skin disorder, like mental issues, and all that. So we should call on Shanua. Anyone going through it, please reach out to people. Don't die in silence.
Keep quiet.
Don't die in silence. So the effect of domestic violence, we have physical effect. Domestic violence can cause physical effect on you because it can cause injuries, but as in you see some women, some kids, because it's not only the women, no, even the kids. There are some kids that when call of you mistake share you get and all that, or a child in school is being bullied in a way that should not be there. It causes a lot of things. Ni aguara physical that you will see that do you understand? So that's one of the effects of domestic violence.
And domestic violence stands so tí ó bá ń ṣẹlẹ̀, ó lè jẹ́ ní àdúgbò, ó lè jẹ́ ní àwùjọ, ó lè jẹ́ nínú ilé. It seriously affects àwọn tó bá wà lágbègbè wa.
Yes.
Ó lè jẹ́ ọmọ kékeré ló kàn máa rí, tó bá ti rí lẹ́ẹ̀kan, lẹ́ẹ̀mejì, lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́ta, òun náà máa wò pé that's the normal thing.
Nothing to do.
Ó dẹ̀ máa ṣe. So it means that any domestic violence tí ò bá lè máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ká máa wò pé the effect lórí àwọn ọmọ kékeré yẹn especially ó ṣe kókó tá a bá ti rántí pé ó máa affect àwọn ọmọ kékeré yẹn then ká kúkú má ṣe rárá.
Yes.
Ká má ṣe then before kó tó di pé domestic violence máa ṣe wá tá máa ṣe kí ni àwọn nǹkan tó fà tó fi ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wa àwọn nǹkan yẹn ló yẹ ká kọ́kọ́ mú ká wò ó báwo kí la lè ṣe sí tí kò fi ní di nǹkan tó máa deep because for instance when we heard about a wife that stabbed his husband in fact not ordinary stabbing ó tún cut manhood there so irú nǹkan yẹn kí ló lè fà á kí ló fà á láti
kí ni ọkọ ẹ ti ń ṣe fún from the onset that
made
her
push to the wall nígbà míì
go to that length.
Ó máa ń jẹ́ kí èèyàn máa mọ̀ nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe ó wà lóbìnrin ó wà lọ́kùnrin
of course yes.
but ká máa rò ó pé àwọn Yorùbá àbí ṣé adéjìtẹ̀ni tó ń sọ pé where two elephants are dragging àbí fighting dem lọ sọ ni wípé the grasses there ló máa suffer. So they now brought it back to home that when husband and wife are fighting or quarreling then it will bounce back on the children. So ara yẹn náà.
And if you think
dáadáa.
Anyways, let's before we continue, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
بإشفاقي يا رب وحقق غايتنا فبدونك ليس لنا واقي عيد 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 مبارك 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 سرور الكون يعجز أن يفينا وخير الله دوما يحتوينا فبعد تبتل ودعاء ليل أتانا عيد رب العالمين أتانا عيد رب العالمين سرور الكون يعجز أن يفينا وخير الله دوما يحتوينا فبعد تبتل ودعاء ليل.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yóò kí n padà sí ètò wa Muslimah Matters.
So before we went on break, we were talking about effect of domestic violence, and my co-host was telling us that we should try as much as possible to know the reason, the cause of that thing, so it will not escalate to something that even our hand will not be able to. Do you understand? Yeah. So because domestic violence is not something that is good at all. It's not even something you should be hearing of, because it affects a lot of things, health-wise, the family and all that. Okay, let me give an instance like that. Okay. I watched a movie. It's actually a movie. The wife and the husband, they're always doing. The husband, he does not have a job, so he's always doing bad goes with the wife. Meanwhile, it's the wife's husband, it's the wife's brother that is giving the husband money.
Okay.
Like the husband did not have anything, and the wife is also thriving on her own, and they have a child. So any little thing, will start beating the wife. Any little thing, it will start beating the wife. Not just beating, start insulting, cursing, and all, and the child is always there. To the extent that if you want to start like this, you even insult the child too, like. You know, all those kind of dirty words, and a kid should not hear. Do you know that eventually, while they were fighting one day, they ran outside. They ran outside, and the child was trying to look for them. Do you know that a car just hit the child and she died? And meanwhile, the husband, the brother has been telling the wife that she should leave the husband, that she can still continue her life. that's where I want to bring out what I want to say. That if you see that this thing does not have a solution, yes, it used to get to that state that does not have solution when it comes to domestic violence. Just opt out, so that in the long run it will not affect you. That it will not get to a state that you will not be able to amend it, because at that stage for them they were not able to amend it. It has destroyed. If she had left with that child, that I want to live for my peace of mind, for my child's safety, for my child's peace of mind, for my child's mental health, and for my own mental health. Sincerely speaking, she'll be fine. Do you understand? But she did not leave. She said, her husband will change. Her husband is a good person. Nobody is a bad person. There are some things that you don't have to for it. Do you understand? In this case, you don't have to for it.
Especially when it goes to that stage.
To the extent that they even went to the husband's family. The husband's father gone safe. He didn't have common sense. Because common sense is not common. So what I'm driving at is that don't let us sit and watch. If you have seek for help here and there, and you see that there is no changes, it's just getting worse. Don't sit down and wait for your death to come. It's just like you sitting down. Oh yeah, no, don't do that. Just opt out, because it's going to. If you not die instantly, you will run mad. Because there are some that affect you mentally to the extent that
it gets to a depression stage.
And there are some
depression ti ko wa ki torí pé tó bá ti wọ nǹkan tá ń pè ní.
And there are some that leads you to things you should not even think of doing, like using drugs. There are some people, it's because of domestic violence they are using drugs. It's because of domestic violence you think about suicide. You know, that kind of thing. It's because of from depression you think of things you're not meant to be thinking of. Do you understand? So if it is already getting out of hand, don't sit down and watch, especially when child is involved. That is, I'm talking about the home. I'm talking about the home now. So when child is involved, imagine that story I was saying. Do you imagine that when the child died, she eventually left the husband? Why didn't you leave when you had your child? Because the child was actually going through it too, not you alone. The child is saying it. She's saying it. Is this a norm? Is this a normal thing to do? Is this what it is? Is this right?
And children of nowadays, anything
it sticks to their brain. And they even want to find out more. Like, what they are doing, let me go and test run it. Do you understand?
We have a case of a child in the school. They asked him, what is your daddy's name? He said, my daddy's name is Olori Buruku.
Subhanallah.
What is your mommy's name? My mommy's name is
Subhanallah.
And that has been
what they call themselves.
The parent has been uttering in the presence of that child. So that's the only name. There might be a parent to mind something. And when they invited the mother, bye. He said, Babe Olori Buruku ye.
Subhanallah.
You can see sorry.
So
definitely of
course.
That is the name he knows. That will be a
you see?
So whatever we whatever she even go mama
sticks the brain. And this thing is not just in the house. So we have some teachers too that abuse their students. When you are in class, a kid is not doing well. Instead of you're called teachers, not this thing. You're called teachers. You should teach in all aspects. When they are with you, you should teach them like you're teaching your child. Because the child is not doing well in class, you're now you dullard. No, you know what you're installing in that child's brain. You're ready.
Exactly.
The child will not even be fit in that class again. If ibẹ̀ làwọn bad gang máa ti wá bá what's wrong with you ó ti go wayward nìyẹn ló bá di drug addict.
We have seen a family they packed out níbi tí wọ́n ń gbé just because bí ìjà lójoojúmọ́ not the father and the mother now.
I understand cause of the neighbor.
but ó lè jẹ́ neighbor tó yẹ pé tó bá ti jà báyìí wọ́n máa wound tó bá ti jà wọ́n máa wound tó bá ti jà wọ́n máa wound ó yá
ó tó gẹ́.
jẹ́ ká kúrò and when they left peace wà.
See, we should our home apart from their child àwọn gan fúnra wọn
kì í ṣe lé o ìyẹn
àdúgbò ni so yes now domestic happens it even happens on internet sef there's no way it does not happen.
tó bá ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ let's look for a proper solution
to it
so that kò ní dé ibi tí kò yẹ kó dé ká ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá máa wá solution.
no nǹkan ò ti ní bàjẹ́ tán ká ṣì máa wá solution àbí kó má yẹ pé inú sàárè gan lọ́sìn máa bá ẹ wá solution astagfirullah it's not funny but it's the truth.
òun ni the aspect of àwọn ọmọ.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
òun ni the aspect of àwọn ọmọ because ọmọ yẹn ò ní ṣe dáadáa ní school.
ìwọ gan òbí gan ò ní ṣe dáadáa.
kò ní gẹ̀ẹ́ta rẹ̀ kò ní wà happy.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
ó máa wà demoralized.
ọmọ gbọ́ if your friends are talking my daddy is this my mom is that the child will not be able to say my daddy is this it's only my.
ó lè ṣe máa affect wọn tó máa fi dé ibi táwọn náà lọ nìyẹn.
that's how the child too will now be doing.
àfi ọmọ tọ́lọ́run bá ṣàánú tọ́lọ́run guide so ká máa rántí pé anything tó bá ti ń mú bóyá aburú ni àbí lórí topic tá à ń sọ yìí náà ni ká máa rántí pé àwọn tó ń affect
làwọn tó ń bọ̀ nsá láti ìsàlẹ̀
àwọn yẹn ló máa jẹ́ our future kìíní o so kọ́lọ́n kó guide wa.
I mean, so we should understand that domestic violence can happen anywhere, inside your home, outside your home, over the phone, on the internet, on social network. Can happen in a relationship and and continue even after the relationship has ended. Do you understand? So you live in a relationship because of domestic violence does not mean that the person that is coming in will not face it again. So call on bawa shanu and way because I don't even know why
between our students
that's why I said it happens anywhere.
It
happens anywhere. So I don't is it that there are some people that they are just not okay that because I don't understand why people do that to someone like you just want to turn the person to something else and it's not all about beating alone. There are some ọ̀rọ̀ tí ẹ pé ojú beating ni lọ. Do you understand? There are some ọ̀rọ̀ tí ẹ pé wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ mí ṣe wà lọ́rọ̀ wá pé why did Allah create me? Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ mi bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wà á lè lọ èèyàn mi àsọ̀rọ̀ mi ìṣèyàn mi bí ẹ pé a lè lọ kó pokùn so tó tiẹ̀ máa fi for the person to have suicidal thought lásán it's too much so.
Even the one happening in the society now the AB stuff ìyẹn náà lè cause kéèyàn wò pé.
The what is that?
In economy
so but that one alone is there you should now go and put another one.
Just of reason not sọ fún wa pé a man hung himself pẹ̀lú fan.
reason.
kò rún jẹjẹ.
Subhanallah.
kò sówó.
Subhanallah.
kò síṣẹ́.
that one is there.
and the next thing tó dẹ̀ máa rò ní pé kó òun parẹ́.
they should now put domestic violence join.
that one is another sin on him killing yourself.
Self again. So you making someone have suicidal thoughts, you already made the person sin for having suicidal thoughts. The person should now carry out the suicide. Allah anu lọ́lọ́run.
In fact,
because I don't even so sínú lẹ́nu buyọ̀ sí lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí because it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And there are some people you just see that they are patient. There are some patients you should not be patient.
Yes, now.
It's the truth. If you are seeing that your patience is not patient, please just run for your life, especially when it's in the marriage. That's where you can. And if you cannot, tell people, don't be quiet about it. Tell people, if you see that it is not helping, then leave for your safety, and for your.
Our spouse go out to they don't want to say it out. On the mama ni silent cry, silent solution.
That's worse. That's
meanwhile
worse.
that silent whatever is not working. It's not working. So to your my advice you are speak out when you're supposed to speak out, so that kò ní jẹ́ nǹkan tí ẹ máa padà kábàámọ̀.
No matter how secretive you are.
So this is what we have been battling with, and you didn't say anything. Some people feel like pé táwọn àwọn ò fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ọkọ síta àbí ọkọ ìyàwó síta máa bá wọn jókòó, and it's not working.
It is better kó bẹ́ẹ̀ jókòó ju kó wá jókòó. Kọ́lọ́run ṣàánú wa.
Aláàánú lolúwa.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, aláàánú lolúwa. So I guess we'll be wrapping up today's topic, that effect of domestic violence. We should, if we have anyone facing it, or we are the one facing it, we should seek for help. We should talk to the right people for help, so that it will not affect us in a bad way. It will not turn out bad. It actually do turn out bad though, so that we will know how to quickly find a solution to that particular problem. May Allah make it easy for us.
Amen.
The little we've said, may Allah make it beneficial for us in this life and in the year after.
Amen.
And like I want to reminding us now that death you. I don't know why this thing is just ringing in my head. Allah no long. Actually, this morning when I was coming to work, I branched to my sister's place just to drop something for her. So she was telling me someone died. I was like, "Oh, the person I saw on the during this week with her baby on the bike." I was going out, and the woman was walking. She bagged her baby. I was like, "I saw her now this week. Before this week, yeah, I saw her." And she has a baby girl, a baby that she just gave birth to this year. She gave birth to the baby this year, and she has little kids. I was like, that sister that I know very well. I was like, even this year Ramadan, they were praying that do together, because she was actually pregnant during that time. That she's always praying with them. I was like, subhanallah. I still saw her this week. Allah no alone. We don't know who is next. We don't know who is next. So we should try as much as possible. But we ṣó máa ṣe wá láǹfààní.
Tó bá ti kó wa tó kó
àwa àtọlọ́run wa. Ṣé ìta tí mo fẹ́ ṣe.
Àwọn Yorùbá ò ṣe òkùnkùn oníkùn kó nínú má mọ̀nú.
No, exactly. Think.
Báwo la ṣe ń bá
gbèsè ayé wa lọ.
Báwo la ṣe ń bọ́ lọ́hùn lò.
Exactly. And we should think that.
Àwa máa wò pé ìgbésí ayé àti títọ́lọ́hùn.
Ṣó papọ̀. Kàdé máa.
Where there will be no mercy.
Exactly. So.
Kò ní sí pé Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ń padà lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
Kò ṣe padà.
Kò sí mọ́. So this is high time. Téèyàn máa jókòó tó máa ronú.
Tó máa ronú.
Ọjọ́ kan a máa lọ.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ọlọ́run kò fi kórè rẹ̀ pa gbogbo wa.
Àmì ya Rabbi, and we should try as much as possible to live like we're not going to live. We are not going to see tomorrow.
The next second.
We're not going to see tomorrow. May Allah make everything tabashe. May Allah make it beneficial for us in this year and in this life and in the dunya. Ọlọ́run máa jẹ́ àṣegbò ìta ń ṣe lásán. Irun tá à ń kí kọ́lọ́run gbà ní ìbàdà fún wa. Gbogbo ìbàdà tá à ń ṣe kọ́lọ́run gbà ní ìbàdà fún wa. Because à ń ṣe ni ó wá kù sọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run kó gbà. Kọ́lọ́run máa jẹ́ àṣe lásán. Because tàbá ti kú náà, those are what we want to go and tender. And if it is not acceptable, kí la wá ṣe láyé? Nothing. So that is end for today. Don't forget to always like, follow, share our social media handles: YouTube, Light Radio, Facebook, Light Radio, Twitter, The Light Radio, Instagram, Light_Radio. And don't forget to join us for another interesting episode, same time next week, Friday, inshallah. I still remain your host, RODIYA OLAYINKA, and here is my co-host,
ISLAMIYA, SALAHUDEEN.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.